This is a continuation of the previous video. It was already 10 minutes long, so I'll break it up into another video. But, so that's what happened. But, so right now that I'm on 1.5 week. 1.5 week after second round of chemo. I'm handling it better this time, better than the first round, because I'm more mentally prepared for what's going to happen. I know that I was prepared, and I knew that it's just more of the same from first round of chemo. First week, after chemo, there's bone pain and just a lot of weakness. So I stay in bed. Second week I start feeling. Second week the bone pain goes away, and weakness is a little better. So yeah, during chemo week it was really busy. I had appointments for 4 days back to back. I drove myself to the first 3 appointments, and the 4th appointment was chemotherapy, so I can't drive myself on that day. So a Cancer Society volunteer took me there, and they didn't have a volunteer to bring me back, so my doctor's nurse arranged for transport to bring me back home. So that was nice. So yeah, I had all these appointments. I canceled one of them. It was the integrative medicine. You know, it's about acupuncture, massage, nutrition, and supplements. So I don't have the energy for any more extra appointments, so I just canceled that. So unless something's medically necessary, I'm just not gonna do it. After each appointment, I come home. I just go straight to bed because, you know, it tires me out. But yeah, chemo week. 3 days before chemo, I had my doctor's appointment, and they took my blood work. Doctor was excited. He said he had a little bit of good news for me. He said there was a certain test that they do to see how well a patient would respond to immunotherapy. And one of my chemo drugs is an immunotherapy drug. It's called Keytruda. And he said in this test, people get a score. And people who score a 1 do really well on immunotherapy. And my score was 15. So he said when he saw that, he was optimistic. And yeah, that made me optimistic too. So Keytruda is the drug that last time I had the rash all over my body. This time I didn't. So far I haven't got the Keytruda rash, but that's the immunotherapy drug. So that rash is a possible side effect. I hope I don't get it again, because that was an ugly rash. Doctor told me that if I get a rash, the Keytruda rash again, I need to let him know, and he's going to prescribe steroid cream and ointment to put on my skin. But, you know, I try to avoid medication, so hopefully I don't get that again. But the blood test, my hemoglobin was 8. normal is 12 to 14. So the doctor ordered blood transfusion, 2 bags. And so I had to drive myself to that on the day before my chemotherapy, because that took all day. Can't get it at the same day as chemotherapy, and a chemotherapy takes all day too. So, and then the next day, the appointment was for my nephrostomy tube change. So that's how I pee. I don't pee through my bladder because my ureters are blocked by the tumor. I have tubes that come from my kidneys to external bags, 2 bags, and I put the bags in a grocery bag and I have to carry them around with me wherever I go. And I dump the bags when they get full. That's where my urine goes. But these nephrostomies had to be changed every 8 weeks. So yeah, so that's where I went there for that. That didn't take too long. And then the next day was I had to go to the infusion center to get the blood transfusion, 2 bags of it. So each bag had to be infused over 2.5 hours. So it was 5 hours altogether. So I was there all day. And drove myself home. And then the next day was chemotherapy. It was a Friday. So a volunteer took me there from the Cancer Society. And during the infusion of one of my chemo drugs, well, before they even started anything, they took a urine sample to check my urine for protein. Not supposed to have any protein in the urine, but one of my chemo drugs, Avastin, can cause protein in the urine as a side effect, which is a leaky kidneys, which means a little bit of kidney damage. And so that's a side effect of Avastin. Well, the urine showed up positive for protein. So they called the physician assistant was on call that day, so they called her to let her know. And she said to hold off the Avastin and give me the other 3 chemo drugs instead. The 2 chemo drugs and the immunotherapy drug. So instead of getting 4 chemo drugs, I had 3 this time. And during the infusion of Taxol, one of my chemo drugs, Taxol is a chemotherapy drug, which is a harsh drug. It's a drug that causes hair loss, which I did lose all my hair. I am now bald. And causes hair loss and neuropathy. And it has to be infused over 3.5 hours. And during the whole time, 3.5 hours, I have to wear ice packs on my hands and feet to help prevent neuropathy. So the nurses were very kind. They my chemo nurse she put ice packs on my hands and feet, and every hour they melt, so they had to be changed, and I had to let her know. And so it was changed about 4 times over 3.5 hours. But a few minutes after they started the Taxol, I had hives. So I had an allergic reaction to Taxol. This didn't happen during the first round, but it happened this time. So the nurse stopped the infusion temporarily, and a nurse practitioner on call was there, and she said to give me more Benadryl and wait half an hour. They took my blood pressure every 10 minutes. My video is 10 minutes long. I'm going to continue on another video. Okay, bye.